O Little Town of Bethlehem.
In a Bleak Midwinter, or a Portuguese song, Natal de Elvas.
A Petite Christmas Suit from Alex Lamotte and Imperfect Christmas from Melinda. They are both pretty new but really good.
I really like Handel's Messiah, all of those pieces in there. They're really beautiful. I really enjoy them, and whether you're use it for religious purposes or not, they're still very beautiful pieces, and just all together they tell a really amazing story. When you step back from it, when you finish playing and performing it, when you really listen to it, it has this magic to it, and I just absolutely adore it.
Sleigh bells, because in band, it's always been a tradition of ours to play sleigh bells as like an annual thing for the upperclassmen and the seniors to get together, because it's always a simple piece, and I really enjoyed it, even though the singing part is really simple.
Right now, it is Angels We Have Heard on High.
My favorite Christmas tradition is that on the 24th of December we go for a little walk on the evening, so Santa Claus has time to put the presents under the tree, and when we get back they lay there, and my parents go in and light the candles on the tree, so when my sister and I come in, it's really beautiful and dark, and just the candles on the tree are lit.
A very beautiful Christmas tradition that we have here where I live in Portugal is that near every church here, people make huge fires outside. I'm gonna leave a picture here because it's kind of hard to explain, but the tradition is that on Christmas Eve we go outside and go near the fire and be around our friends and our families.
So we don't have exactly any Christmas traditions per se. The only thing that we really like to do on Christmas is we like to go and gift stuff that we already may not need, or like ask for someone's needs and go help them, whether it's just to help mow someone's lawn, or if they need something, like if they have a child and they need diapers or formula, we'll go out and buy it for them. So usually we just try to help people who may not have the luxury of having Christmas, and we'll usually give either stuff that we don't need anymore or that we don't use, or go and help other people who, might just need help with, the lawn or stuff, or even if they just need a little company and just need to have someone come by and just chat with them.
The traditional German thing, it's a goose with red cabbage and dumplings. You eat that on the 25th and the 26th of December, and it's really tasty.
I love the plum cakes.
We're from Brazil, so we make dishes like cuca. Cuca is it's like a sweet bread almost. It's not even a bread, but it has a consistency kind of like a bread, and you can make them of any type of fruit. My grandmother makes one with sour cream. It's really delicious. And typically, if you're from not the richer part, usually you'll do something called uma feijoada, where you'll put beans and you'll mix it in with meat. We don't usually mix it in with meat, but you can put like either pork or something, any of that kind of sort of meat, and usually with rice, and then something sweet like arroz doce, which is sweet rice. Usually those are the kind of things we eat at Christmas. And depending, sometimes if we're lucky, we'll have pão de queijo. I'm from Minas Gerais in Brazil, Mineiro, and we're known for our good cheese. So it's basically like these little cheese balls, kind of a consistency of a bread as well. And sometimes we'll get brigadeiros and beijinhos, which is little balls of condensed milk with chocolate. And then beijinho is condensed milk with coconut and coconut flakes around it, and it's really good. So that's kind of what we eat at Christmas.
So usually in a typical Portuguese Christmas Eve, at least here, we usually have codfish, and on the Christmas day we have either turkey or leftover codfish. But since I've been a vegetarian for quite some years, I usually change. Last year I had bean burgers, and this year I had curry, so actually not very traditional food for me.
A Christmas and holiday concert and so many talented people to work with.
Well, this might sound a bit cliche, but actually my favorite Christmas gift I ever gotten was my first flute.
A ticket to Chicago Symphony Orchestra's holiday concert. This event was last year, and it was very timely too, because it was the last concert I've seen in person. And because it's from the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, they are just amazing in everything they do. And for me to see their concert in person after months of not being at home for a while, it was great.
About this Christmas, I think it's my new headphones, because they're really good and I needed new ones.
I think the best Christmas gift I've ever received was the chance to see another Christmas, another year of life. Sometimes we take life for granted, honestly, and I guess we don't realize just how many people don't get to see another Christmas or just another day of life. They don't get to spend any Christmas with their family. So just being able to spend Christmas and celebrate it with my family and friends, it's just something else, and it's something that not everybody has the luxury of celebrating. And so I really am grateful that I get to see another Christmas yet again, another year. Even though it's not been the best of years, it's still life, and just being alive is already something that we should be grateful for.
I actually found TSO through Eddie, so I got into watching his videos on his separate channel, and I really liked it. And then as I went searching on, TSO appeared on my recommended.
TSO I started watching accidentally, because it popped up on my recommendation page on YouTube, and after that it popped up more and more, so I subscribed to them, and well, now I sit here.
It was in my recommendations around 2 or 3 years ago. I have been watching them since.
So I started watching TSO, and I kind of found out about them through a friend. Basically what happened was I was at school and I wasn't having one of my best days, and my friend, she kind of realized that I wasn't having a good day, and we were chatting a little bit about music, and then she kind of pulled out her phone and she showed me a video of one of TSO's videos. And I think the first video that I saw was the worst violin portrayal ever. It was one of their violin reviews of a TV show, and I really liked it. Like, the moment I saw the video, I immediately knew I was gonna like it. And for the next few lunches that we had, she started showing me these videos more and more. And then, of course, the COVID hit, so we weren't able to spend our lunches together anymore. So she sent me the name and the channel, and I started watching them on my own, and that's kind of how I started. That's how I found out about TSO, and I'm really glad I did. So shout out to my friend who introduced me to TSO. Thank you.
Well, I think I started watching TSO when I was in uni, taking my flute degree. I would see their small sketches on Facebook, like the ones like what orchestra musicians do and everything, and I found it very, very hilarious. And right now on quarantine, I've been binge watching their videos like crazy.
There wasn't really any struggle as such.
There definitely have been some struggles trying to coordinate this with people from all over the world. The big thing with time zones, I know I've sent messages to my group and they're on the other side of the world, and it's kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, I just woke you up, you know, it's like 1 in the morning for you, and it's like just 1 in the afternoon for me, you know, so sometimes I kind of forget we're in different time zones, and sometimes we might send messages to each other and we might wake up each other at the wrong time, not realizing, it's like midnight for the other person. And I think the other funny thing too is, so I'm Brazilian, and so I speak a different Portuguese than people from Portugal who speak a completely different Portuguese practically. And the other two people I'm singing with are from Portugal, and we're doing a song in Portuguese. And the funny thing is, sometimes when we write to each other, it's quite funny sometimes to me just to read the messages because it's such a different Portuguese than I'm used to hearing, than I'm used to speaking. And when they sent me the recording of the song that we chose to sing to, I felt a little bit bad because I knew that my dialect of Portuguese was definitely gonna stand out in the recording because a lot of words that are the same in both languages, they sound completely different. There are a lot of words in Portuguese, in the Brazilian Portuguese, that don't exist in the Portuguese, and there are a lot of normal words for us because the Brazilian Portuguese is more of a slang Portuguese that is actually a lot of bad words in the Portugal Portuguese. So it's definitely been interesting trying to find a way to make my dialect not stick out too much in the music. But if I could do it all over again, I would. So it's been a really great experience.
It was alright, to be honest. I've been working with other projects with people in different time zones before this, so I really gotten used to waiting for responses or catching those few sweet hours where everyone's online. Editing, though, it was messy because we were taking shifts in doing that. Like, one person would finish their part, then they would have to send it to us for us to actually finish it.
Funnily enough, in the Portuguese singing group, we were two Portuguese girls and a Brazilian girl, and the funny part was that it was weird for us to write in Portuguese on Discord, because we were so used to always writing in English, so it was pretty funny at the beginning.
The struggle of coordinating was pretty tough because when you have a question to your leader, I often had to wait really long because he lived like 6 or 7 hours behind. So when it was like 12 p.m. for me, it was only afternoon for him. But we got it together because we really wanted to. And one time I had to do a video conference with the leader because of the arranging of the harp part. And it was like 9 p.m. for me, and I wanted to sleep because I had school on the next day. But for him it was like only 3 p.m.
So we actually wanted to choose something more traditional and more uncommon to hear, and so we chose a song that they probably don't have it in English. It's something that's just in Portuguese, and that's why we chose that song. And also because I like the song a lot because the Portuguese accent really stands out. And so to hear them sing in the Portuguese from Portugal was so interesting to me. So that's why we chose that song.
The piece I choose Jingle Bells and a jazz edition because my teacher got a new book with jazz arrangements from traditional pieces, and Jingle Bells was the only one I knew, and it was really beautiful, so I kept it.
So Carol of the Bells, which was the piece we recorded for the flute ensemble, was very easy because I sent in a lot of suggestions of pieces I already had like arranged for flute ensemble, and pretty much everyone wanted to play Carol of the Bells. And it happened quite the same thing in the vocal group. I sent in, I think, 2 options, and we ended up picking just one of them.
The first piece in the medley was Little Drummer Boy. It was chosen because it gives a feeling of something being announced. The broken octaves were inspired by Go the Distance in Hercules by Ella Menken. I really love that part. Second in the medley was Sing We Now of Christmas. Now, this was a curveball as I wasn't really familiar with this piece. I remember playing it in my church handball team, and I remember it had a really steady beat, which I needed, so I picked it. There was a rocky middle, though. I was aiming for a beat drop, and thank gosh and kudos to Kachi for pulling it off perfectly. The third and fourth pieces are put together: O Little Town of Bethlehem and Mary's Boy Child. O Little Town of Bethlehem is my favorite piece, and I have previously written a mashup of these two, which, by the way, never got performed. It was sad. Well, so I decided to arrange it in, but for two pianos instead of for a choir. The last phrase of Mary's Boy Child was repeated 3 times to sort of represent how the days of Christmas are fading away, but it sort of represents the unwillingness to leave. And the last phrase of O Little Town of Bethlehem was played softly, and it's sort of a signature move of mine, allowing time for people to sort of wind down and soak in the end.
Because I also participated in a TSO project, and I just love being with all the musicians from around the world, because I don't really have many friends that play a musical instrument, so it was great to talk to people that understood the struggle of playing an instrument.
Because I love playing the violin, I love playing music, and it was fun to collaborate with people all around the world and make something out of it. Also, it kind of made me happy on Christmas.
Christmas is my favorite time of the year, and it's my first year not being able to participate in a school caroling activity. I remember begging Theresa to agree to the concert.
This year was the first year in 20-some years that I haven't had any Christmas concert or played any concerts at all at this time, so it was kind of sad. So when I saw the opportunity to be a part of the Christmas and holidays concerts, I obviously really wanted to do that.
Because this year's Christmas with my family has been really different. It's been a little bit crazier than usual. And so with this COVID, we can't, get together. I still wanted to do something where I could sing, and I was already really enjoying the fact that I was able to sing with a lot of people from different parts of the world in the 2-set 3 Mil Subs Orchestra and Symphony. And so when the opportunity arose for us to be part of a holiday and a Christmas program with all these young wannabes, I got really excited because I already had made some friends and everything, and it already kind of felt like, a family.
Honestly, I was supposed to perform for my winter concert back in college, but 2 weeks prior to our concert, we had a COVID spike, and we were unable to perform, even though we've been playing the same 3 pieces for months and months. So it was kind of disappointing for all of us, because especially for me, because I had a solo in like a few pieces, but because we weren't able to perform, I decided to join the 2-set Symphony Orchestra's holiday winter concert very soon.
I got into video editing for a friend's birthday gift, then I was literally tasked to do it in every group project since then. I got into audio editing for 2-set 3 Mil, which by the way came out already. I had no idea what I was doing in the beginning, but after that and the main project, I like to think that I'm a little bit more than an amateur.
Well, I started a few months ago on like real editing videos. I started a few months ago because in the school where I work, I was asked to do a video presenting my instrument, which is a flute, so kids could see how the flute works, and I really like to do that, to record the videos, to edit and everything. And fortunately I have friends that helped me, and I started watching a lot of YouTube videos and doing some editing just by myself. Audio editing, it's a bit harder for me. I've done that just a couple of times. It's a bit harder, but yeah, I really enjoy both of them, mainly video editing.
I actually got started in video and audio editing, actually just video editing, 2-3 years back because of some birthday videos that I wanted to make.
Oh boy, I was editing the final videos 6 hours before the premiere. I have been editing the trailer the night before, and I totally overestimated the power of Roxy, which by the way is my computer. I woke up late, realized that Theresa wasn't able to edit the holiday concert. I took a minute to let this sink in, and the horror of it, and I got to work. I believe everyone in the chat that night felt me screaming in panic when we delayed it for like 3 to 4 hours.
I was doing editing 9 movies in a very short time frame that I had, and then I couldn't get the viola recording to import.
Well, I think the biggest problems I found were more like about how to use the software that I had, like the programs, how to make everything work easily, but that I got through, I think, kind of fast. And then, yeah, dealing with weird recordings, it's not easy. Mainly on the TSO project, it was a bit harder, but yeah, on the concerts, it was very smooth, so that's good.
One of the difficulties about organizing I can think of now has to be the time zones for releasing, because everybody lives in different time zones, but everyone wants to look at it live, so we had to find a time where everybody may be awake.
It was pretty easy organizing the concerts, well, as compared to the whole two-set symphony orchestra project. We let go and had people organize their own mini ensembles.
Organizing the concert was not that hard. As I said, everyone was very cooperative, even if they were not the ones organizing, but everyone really participated in the concerts, so that made my job very easy, and I honestly don't see myself as the organizer, but just one of the participants. Well, yes, like I said before, being in lockdown and in quarantine was and still is a very hard part of being a musician, because we don't have as many opportunities to play. So obviously I really wanted to be a part of the concerts, and if I could help, like organizing everything, since we are in Christmas holiday, it's pretty easy now.
I forgot who started the idea. Maybe it was Rosit. She mentioned someone in a message, and that the recorder gang was preparing a piece. We were really hyped about it. Okay. I was really hyped about it.
I really didn't have the idea of organizing the Christmas and holiday concert, but for me, participating in the organization part was just to help the others, because I saw how much they had to do, and I just wanted to help them, so I asked if I could help them too.